friends, how are you? Welcome back with a very useful PPT on gravitation chapter, which is a seminar type for students helpful in exam times which are near. So I made a PPT of seminar gravitation chapter. Let's look up. So what are the topics involved in this chapter? There are many topics involved. You have to first understand. Easy way to understand the students. Gravitation, universal law of gravitation, Kepler's law, force of gravitation on Earth and Moon, free fall, mass and weight, thrust and pressure, Armstrong's principle, formulas, and some questions. Gravitation, first of all, we have to understand what is a gravitation. Movement or a tendency to move towards the center of gravity. Movement or a tendency to move towards the center of gravity, as in the following of bodies to the earth, is known as gravitation. So what is gravitational force? The force of attraction between any two particles in the universe is called gravitation or gravitational force. How can you understand? A better example, apple falling from a tree. John Skipper gave the following three laws to explain the motion. Wow, very interesting. What are the three laws? Law of orbit. Each planet moves around the sun in an orbit with the sun at one of the fours of the orbit. Law of areas. The line joining the sun and planets sweeps out equal area in equal interval of time. Let a planet A to B in times t, and then it moves from position X to position Y in the same time. Then according to Kepler's second law, so in the figure there is mentioned SAB is equals to area SXY. Third law, law of periods. The square of time taken by a planet A to complete a revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of semi-major axis of the orbit. Let example T is proportional to R or T constant R cube. T square time is equals to R cube constant. What is universal law of gravitational? According to this law, the force of attraction between two particles or bodies is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional square distance between particles or bodies. This is relation between two bodies and the distance between them. Consider two bodies A and B having masses m1 and m2 respectively. According to law of gravitation, the force of attraction F, force of gravitation between these bodies is directly proportional. Product of masses of bodies. This is an equation, friends, we have to understand by previous equations. Inversely proportional to square of distance between bodies. F proportional to 1 by R square. Comparing equation 1 and 2, we get F proportional to m1 m2 by r square, which is gravitation. G is constant and is known as universal law of gravitation. Acceleration due to gravity. The acceleration with which a body falls toward the earth due to earth gravitation pull is known as acceleration due to gravity. It is denoted as small g. Factors on which acceleration due to gravity depends. Acceleration due to gravity, small g, is directly proportional to the mass of the earth or inversely proportional to square radius of the earth. Free fall. Free fall, what do you mean by this? Easy definition, by seeing a word you can mention. A falling body of which only force of gravitation of the earth acts is known as freely falling body, and such fall of a body is known as free fall. A free falling body has acceleration equal to acceleration due to gravity. This is a pic of free fall. Very important question which comes in all the exams. Mass and weight. You may think mass and weight generally they know, but very important. Excuse me. Mass and weight. Mass of a body is defined as quantity of matter contained in the body. Mass of the body is a measure of inertia of a body. So mass is also known as inertia mass. The unit of mass is kilogram, which is known as kg. Excuse me. Weight. The force with which the body is attracted by the earth is known as weight of the body. Differences between mass and weight. Mass of a body remains constant, whereas weight of a body changes from place to place. Mass is measured in kgs, weight is measured in kg, watt or newtons. Centripetal force, very important friends. When a body moves in a circular path, it changes its direction at every point. The force which keeps the body in the circular path acts to the center of the circle. This force is called centripetal force. If there is no centripetal force, the body will move in a straight line tangent to the circular path. Very interesting this is. Weight of an object on the moon. So how can you identify? The weight of an object on the earth is the force with which the earth attracts the object, and the weight of an object on the moon is the force which the moon attracts the object. I would like to repeat one more statement. The mass of the moon is less than the mass of the earth. Mass exerts lesser force on the objects than the earth. The weight of an object on the moon is one-sixth of its weight. So this is earth mass kg and radius. So earth 5.98 into 10 power 24, whereas moon 7.36 into 10 power 22. Thrust and pressure. Very easy. I'll explain you with an example also. Thrust is a force acting on an object perpendicular to the surface. Example, when you stand on loose sand, the force weight of your body is acting on an area equal to the area of your feet. Whereas when you lie down, the same force acts on an area equal to the contact area of whole body. In both cases, force acting on the sand, thrust is same. Now welcome to pressure. Pressure is a force acting on unit area of a surface. Pressure formula, thrust by area. Example, the effect of thrust on loose sand is larger while standing than while lying down. The SI unit of thrust is newtons per meter square. It's called pressure in fluids. Another example, liquids and gases. Fluids exerts pressures on the base and walls of the container. Fluids exerts pressure in all directions. Pressure exerted on fluids is transmitted equally in all the directions. Bionic upthrust, buoyant force, you might know friends. When an object is immersed in a fluid, it experiences an upward force called buoyant force. This property is called bionic or upthrust. The force of gravity pulls the object downwards and the buoyant force pushes it upwards. The magnitude of the buoyant force depends upon the density of the fluid. Gravity, buoyant force. Archimedes's principle. Archimedes's principle states that when a body partially or fully immersed in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that's equal to the weight of the fluid displayed by it. Archimedes' principles has many uses. It is used in designing ships and submarines, hydrometers used to determine the density of liquids, lacometers used to determine purity of milk. Practice questions. So you may have practice questions or different questions on this chapter because it's a huge chapter. So an object is thrown vertically upwards and rises to a height of 10 meter. So first underline height is equals to 10. Calculate the velocity with which the object was thrown upwards. Take gravitation as 9.8 meters square second. So friends, if you have another method, let me know. Formulas of gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation. G m1 m2 by v square. Acceleration due to gravity, whereas G is equals to gm by r square. Concept of free fall, you have flotation, pressure, density, mass, volume. Next you have interesting important bits. Radius of the earth, very important, 6.4 into 10 power 6 meter. Mass of the earth, which I shown in previous, 5.98 into 10 power 24 kg. G capital gravitational constant. So this is a PPT I made on gravitation chapter for you friends. If you like, share, subscribe, and share with you all of your friends, so that it may help to you and your friends also. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more updates.